Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nanonood sa Pilipinas. Good evening to all Celzo Academy viewers. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. For 21 years, it has been my mission to be an advocate of education and the disadvantaged kids. For the past 21 years, I have been working with schools in the Philippines, Singapore, and the United States. And few of the projects that we've launched were Lapis ng Pangarap, We Are in This Together, Inspiring Minds, Transforming Lives, and the most recently is the Back to School competition to help the schools in the Philippines. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng supporters ng Lapis ng Pangarap Cafe na inumpisahan namin last month. As of today, nakapagbigay na po tayo ng lapis at school supplies sa 23 schools, serving 6,571 students in Anda, Pangasinan.
Gracias.
Balbalod na salamat, Sir Gani.
Abaw, salamat. Dungat salamat.
Naway makapagbigay ito ng pag-asa sa mga bata at sana'y patuloy silang mangarap para sa magandang bukas. Samahan niyo po ako sa adhikaing makaabot ang lapis ng pangarap sa iba't ibang sulok ng Pilipinas. Muli, maraming salamat po. There are still thousands of kids needing our support, especially in remote areas in the Philippines. So last year, I also launched the Inspiring Minds, Transforming Lives project. And again, thank you to all our supporters of this project. We Are in This Together is another fundraising campaign I initiated to unite the community of 18 barangays in Anda, Pangasinan, Philippines, and of course our supporters around the world. Thank you for helping us in the construction of additional classrooms and creation of computer lab with your support, we have raised a total of 473,000 for the students in Anda, Pangasinan.
Salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you.
Salamat po. Thank you.
Salamat po. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you. Salamat. Maraming salamat po.
Abawa, salamat.
Thank you. Salamat po.
And 2 months ago, we've also launched the Back to School 2020 video making contest to give recognition to both public schools and private schools in the Philippines. And we have 31 participating schools. And our first place winner is Las Piñas National High School. Sorry for the misspelling. And they won 15,000 pesos. Second place is Alabat Island National High School in province of Quezon. They won 10,000 pesos. And third place goes to Bukal Sor Elementary School, and they won 5,000 pesos. Fourth place was Tala, and fifth place is San Jose High School, National High School in Anda, Pangasinan. So again, congratulations and thank you to our participating schools. We have 31 participating schools in our first Back to School 2020 video making contest for this year. Again, thank you so much for supporting our causes and projects. I also ask you guys to support Celzo Academy by subscribing to our YouTube channel and also like and follow Celzo Academy FB page, and feel free to share this to your friends, especially the students who are going through the new normal of teaching and learning right now. You may also join the FB groups, Celzo Academy Review Group. It provides resources for the college entrance tests, civil service exams, licensure examination for teachers, and also math review covering all math classes. And the second group is the Global Educators Group. This is a platform that focuses on collaboration, sharing instructional practices, and best practices as well. And for today, this is our first math tutorial session to help our students in the Philippines. But before we begin, I just want to give shout out to some of our viewers. We have Paulo Lim from San Jose National High School, Joseph Wong, Jose Ariel, Enrique from Alpha Angelicum Academy from Laguna, Jose, and we also have, we have Jose and Enrico. Thank you for watching. And you can also help us by sharing this to your news feed so that other students can also learn from this math session. All right, so keep typing your comments and I will give shout outs later as well. Also, if you haven't visited yet my YouTube channel, I have several playlists that covers math from grade 6 to calculus. So please visit my YouTube channel and please do consider subscribing. So for today's math session, the main focus is solving math problems involving evaluating of functions, operations and functions, arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence, And also, we will use factoring and special products in simplifying rational expressions. Are you guys ready? So I hope that you have your notebook with you. Feel free to solve. If you need calculators, you can also do that. Okay? So here's our first question about arithmetic sequence. So this is for grade 10 students. And I highly suggest that you give it a try for about 1 minute. And then once you have your answer, please type your answers in the comment section. Are you guys ready? Here's our first question. Find the indicated term of the arithmetic sequence 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. I'd like you to find the 50th term. Begin. Once you have your answers, please start typing them. Hello to Madeline from Midsayap, North Cotabato. Thank you for joining us today. All right, this is an example of an arithmetic sequence because if you notice, 3 becomes 5, 5 becomes 7, and 7 becomes 9. So this is an arithmetic sequence with first term of 3 and a common difference of 2. The sequence pattern is adding by 2. All right, so I see some answers, and now I'm going to go over the detailed explanation for this problem. Given the arithmetic sequence 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on, find the 50th term. In finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, we will be using the formula a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. From the given sequence, our first term is 3, second term is 5, third term is 7, and fourth term is 9. The value of d, or the common difference, is 2, and this can be obtained by subtracting second term minus first term, that's 5 minus 3, which is 2, or you can do 7 minus 5, or 9 minus 7. So all of this will give us a common difference of 2. So the common difference here is plus 2 because that's the pattern. We're adding 2 to find the next term. The problem is asking for the 50th term. That means 50 is our n value. A sub n means we're solving for the 50th term, so a sub 50. Our a sub 1 is 3, plus our n is 50 minus 1, and the common difference is 2. Simplifying this, we write down first 3 plus 50 minus 1 is 49, and then we need to do 49 times 2. Simplifying this further, we have 3 plus 49 times 2 is 98, and 98 plus 3 is 101. So that means that the 50th term is 101. All right, so Enrico got the right answer. Congratulations, Enrico, for getting the right answer. So the right answer for that problem is 101. That's how you find the 50th term. You need to have the first term, the value of n, and the common difference. So the 50th term of this arithmetic sequence is 101. Okay, thank you for participating. And here's our question number 2. Find the 25th term of the arithmetic sequence 7, 10, 13, and 16, and so on. All right, give it a try. I'll give you about minutes, and then once you're ready, please type your answers in the comment section. While you're doing that, I want to give a shout out to Nunita Santa Ines from San Isidro, Nueva Ecija. Thank you for joining us, po, ma'am. A hint that I can give you for this arithmetic sequence is the pattern. The pattern here is adding by 3 as well. So that is the value for D. Again, if you're new to Celzo Academy FB page, please like and follow our FB page, and also find time to subscribe to our channel at Celzo Academy. We have math review tutorials from grade 6 to grade 12. So that could help other students and also the parents as well, especially with this difficult time. Hello to Jose Di Maculangan. Thank you for watching. I already got an answer from Alonso Rebucas. Thank you for sharing your answer. And Enrico as well. This is our first tutorial session, so I hope to do more of this in the upcoming weeks. All right, so again, our common difference here is 3. So let's see the right answer. Question number 2. Given the arithmetic sequence 7, 10, 13, 16, and so on, find the 25th term. Our ace of 1 is the first term, which is 7. And what do you think is the common difference here? The common difference is 3 because the pattern is adding by 3 to find the next term. And you can do that by subtracting 10 minus 7, 13 minus 10, and 16 minus 13. What is our n value? Our n value is 25 because we were asked to find the 25th term. Again, the formula for arithmetic sequence is ace of n is equal to ace of 1 plus n minus 1 times t. We are solving for the 25th term, so that is a sub 25. Our ace of 1 is 7. So in that problem, our ace of 1 is 7, and 24 times 3 is 72. So 72 plus 7 is 79. So the 25th term of this arithmetic sequence is 79. So Enrico Rebucas, you got the right answer. Okay, so again, you need to find the common difference, the first term, and then the value of n, and then all you need to do is plug them in into the arithmetic sequence formula, which is ace of n is equal to ace of 1 plus n minus 1 times d. All right, so that's how you do arithmetic sequence. Now, are you guys ready for geometric sequence? I think most schools in the Philippines are now doing the second and third module about geometric sequence for grade 10. So for geometric sequence, we will be using the formula ace of n is equal to ace of 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. Ace of 1 is the first term, r is the common ratio, and n is the number of terms. So for geometric sequence, the terms are obtained by multiplying the previous term by that common ratio, that constant number. Okay, are you guys ready? Here's the first question for geometric sequence. Find the common ratio and the 10th term of this geometric sequence 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on. For this type of question, you can also just solve this without even using the formula, just by following the pattern. So again, give it a try for a minute, and we're going to explain that after that. Thank you for watching, Miggy, Jose, Enrico, Alonso. Thank you for watching. Again, I hope that you guys can share this live streaming to your friends or to your classmates. Maybe they will find this helpful. When you're ready, please type your answers in the comment section. Question number 1. Find the common ratio and the 10th term of the geometric sequence 3, 9, 27, 81, and so on. In solving for the nth term, we need 3 things. We need the common ratio r, the first term, and the value of n. What do you think is the pattern in this sequence? The pattern here is multiplying the previous term by 3 to get the next term. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3, 27, 27 times 3 is 81. Another way of solving for the pattern or the ratio is you can divide the second term by the first term. That is 9 divided by 3, which is of course 3. Or you can also do 27 over 9 and 81 over 27. All of this will give a constant quotient of 3. So the common ratio for this geometric sequence is 3. A sub 1 is the first term, which is also 3. And since you were asked to find the 10th term, that means our n value here is 10. In solving for the nth term of a geometric sequence, we will be using the geometric sequence formula. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. In this problem, our n is 10, so we are solving for a sub 10. Our a sub 1 is 3 times our ratio is 3 to the power of 10 minus 1, and that is now 9. Using your calculator, you need to evaluate 3 to the power of 9, and then you multiply by 3, which is 59,049. That is our 10th term. All right, so the first person who got the right answer is Doms Alinio. Where are you from, Doms Alinio? Please type in the comment section. So congratulations, you're the first one who got the correct answer. So thank you for following Celzo Academy. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, please do so at this time. All right, here's our question number 2. Find the common ratio and the 12th term of the geometric sequence 2, -4, 8, and -16. So the same thing, I'll give you about a minute to try this problem. And then once you're ready, please type your answers in the comment section. Okay, please begin. I want to give a shout out to Ma'am Smenia Catavay Celeste. She's a principal in Bulinao, Pangasinan. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, Doms, Miguel, Alonso, Enrico, Nenita, Jose. Thank you for joining us today. And for all our viewers, thank you so much. You can also help us by sharing this live streaming to your news feeds so other students can learn from this video as well. Doms is from Sindangan National High School, Zamboanga del Norte. Hello sa lahat ng mga taga Sindangan National High School students and teachers. I hope that you can join us soon. Thank you for watching. Sino kaya ang unang makakasagot sa problem na to? So the same thing, you need to find first the common ratio, the first term, and of course the value of n. And then all you need to do is plug them in into the geometric sequence formula. Question number 2. Find the common ratio on the 12th term of the geometric sequence 2, -4, 8, -16. So the same thing, we need to find first the r, or the common ratio, the first term, and the value of n. What do you think is the pattern for this sequence? The pattern for this sequence is multiplying the previous term by -2. 2 times -2 is -4. -4 times -2 is 8. 8 times -2 is -16. So the value of r, or the common ratio, is -2. Another way of solving for r is dividing -4 by 2, dividing 8 by -4, or dividing -16 by 8. All of this will give a common ratio of -2. Our first term is +2, and we're solving for the 12th term. That means our n is 12. So now we will be using the geometric sequence formula. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. We're solving for the 12th term, so that is a sub 12. Our a sub 1 is 2 times our r is -2 to the power of 12 minus 1, and that is 11. Now let's evaluate this using your calculator. -2 to the power of 11 multiplied by +2. So the answer is -4096. That is the 12th term of this geometric sequence. All right, so the answer for that question is -4096. And the first person who got it right is Enrico Ribucas. Thank you. You got the right answer. So those questions are for grade 10 students. In the future tutorial sessions, we will do more of grade 10 as well. But at this time, we will continue with some questions for grade 11 students. And we will be doing evaluating functions. And when you're evaluating functions, all you need to do here is plug in or substitute the value of the variable into the equation. And then, of course, just simplify that, okay? So, for example, in this given problem, you have f of x is equal to x minus 2, and evaluating f of 0, f of 3, and f of -1, that should be really simple. All you need to do is plug in the x is 0, x is 3, and all the values of x into the function, okay? So this problem, I think a minute should be more than enough. So again, give it a try. You have 1 minute, begin. Dom Salinio also got the right answer for the previous question. Once you have the answers for A, B, and C, please type your answers in the comment section. Thank you, guys. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga viewers natin. And I hope that you can share with us your grade level, school name, and city or province, so I can give a shout out later. Thank you for joining us, Rachel Grace Carranza Peralta. Where are you from, Rachel? Thank you for sharing your answer as well, Rachel and Enrico. Thank you. We also have answers from Doms. Joseph, thank you for watching and sharing your answers as well. Greatly appreciated. To evaluate f of 0, the 0 here means the value of x. So we simply substitute 0 into the x in the function x minus 2. So we have 0 minus 2, which is equal to negative 2. The same thing for letter B. To evaluate f of 3, we substitute 3 into the x. So we have 3 minus 2, and that is equal to 1. Similarly, to evaluate f of negative 1, we substitute negative 1 into the x. So we have negative 1 minus 2, which is equal to negative 3. All right, so that's how you evaluate functions. So these are your x values. X is 0, x is 3, x is negative 1. And all you need to do is plug them into the function x minus 2. Okay, so that's how you guys evaluate functions. Are you ready for the next 3 questions? Here's the next 3 questions on evaluating functions. Again, you guys have 1 minute and try these problems. Give it a try. Thank you for watching. Jose Azriel Dimaculangan is a grade 6 student. Joseph is a grade 9 student from Alpha Angelicum Academy, Binyan. Actually, your school president was my professor when I did my master's in perpetual health. Thank you for sharing your answers. Alonzo, Joseph, Doms, Rachel, Enrico, Jose. Keep sharing your answers, you guys. Thank you. Jose, to answer your question, most of the questions today are for grades 8 to 12. Next week, we will do questions also that caters to other grade levels as well, including grade 6. But thank you for trying and joining us, Jose. And for you, Jose, we also have a lot of math video tutorials at Celzo Academy. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and go to the grade 6 playlist. So when you're ready, please start typing your answers in the comment section. Thank you. And I hope that next week you can invite some of your classmates. It will be more interactive if we have more viewers in our math sessions. So please continue typing your answers in the comment section. For question letter D, f of pi, our x value here is pi. So substituting pi to the x, we have pi minus 2. And we will leave the answer in terms of pi. Question letter E, we will substitute x plus 1 into the x minus 2. So we have x plus 1 minus 2. And we can simplify this as x minus 1. Question letter F, f of 3x, we are substituting 3x into the x minus 2. So we have 3x minus 2 as the simplest form. For question letter D, instead of pi minus 2, you can also write the answer as 1.14 because, of course, pi value is 3.14, okay? So these are basic evaluating of functions, but also it gets more complex as you explore more different types of functions as well, okay? All right, I think we're ready to do more difficult questions. Still about grade 11 topic. This time we're doing operations on functions. So when we're doing operations of functions, we're talking about the f of x plus g of x, which means the sum of functions. We also have difference of functions, product, quotient, and also composition of functions. If you are a grade 11 student, this should be easy for you now. If not, give it a try as well. F plus g of x and g minus f of x. And I will explain them in about a minute. Please give it a try and type your answers in the comment section when you guys are ready. Thank you for participating, Joseph, Alonzo, Jose, Enrico. Thank you for watching. Doms, thank you for watching as well. Rachel. And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning in tonight. Again, if you're watching, please let us know by typing your grade level, your school name, and of course, your city and province for the shout out later. Alonso is a grade 8 student. Thank you for joining us, Alonso. I have a lot of math video tutorials for grade 8 as well. So please make sure that you subscribe to Celzo Academy and visit the grade 8 first quarter playlist. And by the way, the second quarter playlist for all grade levels will be available in November the 1st. Alonso is from Alpha Angelicum Academy again, grade 7 student. Thank you for, no, grade 8 student. Thank you for joining us. Regards to your school president, Dr. Allen, and to the teachers and the students as well. Do we have grade 11 students in this group right now? Please let us know in the comment section. For this problem, the first function f of x is equal to 3x minus 3, and the second function g of x is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 3. Question number 1, f plus g of x means we need to do f of x plus g of x. And we substitute f of x. Our f of x is 3x minus 3. Our g of x, x squared plus 2x minus 3, so we just substitute it. And then we combine like terms beginning with the highest power. So we have x squared. And we can combine 3x plus 2x, that is 5x, negative 3 and negative 3, that is negative 6. So the answer for f plus g of x is x squared plus 5x minus 6. Question number 2, g minus f of x. For this problem, the first function is a g. So we will begin with g of x, and then we will subtract the f of x. The g of x in this problem is x squared plus 2x minus 3. And our f of x is 3x minus 3. So minus parentheses 3x minus 3. Now we need to distribute first the negative. So we will copy x squared plus 2x minus 3 and distribute the negative. So we have negative 3x, and be careful, the negative 3 becomes now plus 3. Combining like terms, x squared first, we can combine 2x and minus 3x, that's negative 1x, or simply write negative x. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so we have x squared minus x as the answer for g minus f of x. All right, so those are the answers for questions 1 and 2. The sum of f plus g is x squared plus 5x minus 6, and g minus f of x is x squared minus x. Right? Let's try these questions 3 and 4. But before we continue, again, if you see a plus sign here, all you need to do is add the two functions. So you add 3x minus 3, and you add the g of x, which is x squared plus 2x minus 3. You just follow. If f comes first, make sure you write down first the f of x, followed by the g of x. For number 2, g of x comes first, so you write down first the g of x minus your f of x. Common error here is distributing the negative, so extra careful when you guys do that. Okay? Here's our next questions 3 and 4. Give it a try. And while you're doing that, I want to give a shout out to one of our viewer, Rafael Dave from St. Nicholas Catholic School of Anda. I'm also a product of St. Nicholas Catholic School of Anda. So thank you for watching. And I hope that your classmates will be joining us soon, not just grade 11, but other grade levels as well. So regards to all the teachers of St. Nicholas Catholic School of Anda, to Sister Ryla, hello po, and sa lahat ng mga teachers ng St. Nicholas Catholic School of Anda. Hello also to Kate. Thank you for watching. And again, try these questions 3 and 4. I'll explain them in about 2 minutes. So give it a try, you guys, and type your answers in the comment section. Just a hint for question number 3, FG means you're multiplying the f of x and the g of x. So you need to do distributive property. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng viewers natin for tonight. And I hope that you guys can share this to your classmates and friends. Baka sakali makatulong ito sa kanila. Okay? Or better yet, if you can share this on your newsfeed, that will be greatly appreciated. Question number 3 is finding the product of f and g. So this means we need to do f of x multiplied by the g of x. Our f of x is 3x minus 3. We need to multiply this by the g of x, and that is x squared plus 2x minus 3. So first we will distribute the 3x. 3x times x squared, that is 3x cubed. 3x times 2x, that's 6x squared. 3x times negative 3, that is negative 9x. Now we need to distribute the negative 3. Negative 3 times x squared is minus 3x squared. Negative 3 times 2x, that's negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3, that is positive 9. Now we need to simplify this further. So we have 3x cubed is alone, 6x squared and negative 3x squared, that's plus 3x squared. Negative 9x and negative 6x, that is negative 15x. And the constant 9 is alone. So the answer for this product problem is 3x cubed plus 3x squared minus 15x plus 9. Question number 4 is finding the quotient of g of x and f of x. So here we will do g of x divided by f of x. Our g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 3. And our f of x is 3x minus 3. Now we need to simplify this by factoring both numerator and denominator. What do you think are the factors of x squared plus 2x minus 3? In factoring these general quadratics, we need to find factors of negative 3 that will give us a sum of positive 2. And that is positive 3 times negative 1. So we will have positive 3 and negative 1 because 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 3 plus negative 1 is positive 2. So we have x plus 3 and we have x minus 1. For the denominator 3x minus 3, we need to find the GCF or the greatest common factor. The GCF here is 3. So we have x minus 1. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. What do you notice in this factored form? We have x minus 1 on the numerator and x minus 1 on the denominator. So we can simplify x minus 1 divided by x minus 1. That is equal to 1. So the final answer is x plus 3 over 3. All right, so those are the answers for the product and quotient. For question number 3, the first person who got it right on Facebook is Alonzo, and on YouTube, Joseph got it right first. Okay, common error here is for the quotient. Make sure you guys know how to factor. So especially if you are a grade 8 student or grade 9, make sure that you are familiar with the different types of factoring, so you can simplify this function. All right. So with that, we're going to continue with questions 5 and 6. And what do you call this symbol here? F circle G. F circle G is called composition of functions, meaning f of g of x. So to do number 5, you need to plug in the g of x into your f of x. Again, you will plug in your x squared plus 2x minus 3 into the x of your 3x minus 3. I think I'm just going to go over question 5 and 6 because this is a common error in 11th grade's lesson. Questions 5 and 6 involves composition of functions. Question number 5, f circle g means we need to do f of g of x. Our first function here is f, so we will write down first the f of x, and that is 3x minus 3. Now, we will substitute the g of x into our x. So now we will replace the x with our g of x. And our g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now we need to do distributive property. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times 2x, we have 6x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 minus 3. Simplifying this, we have 3x squared plus 6x. Combining negative 9 and negative 3, that is negative 12. So the answer is 3x squared plus 6x minus 12. Question number 6 is the composition. All right, at this time, I'd like you to try out question number 6 now that you have an example question number 5. I'd like you to do G composition of f of x. I'll give you 1 minute and I'm going to explain that in a few seconds. So again, thank you for watching. Salamat sa lahat ng mga viewers natin. And thank you for participating as well. Once you have your answer for number 6, please type your answers in the comment section. Salamat. Just a hint, ang gawin ninyo sa number 6 ay substitute 3x minus 3 sa x ng g of x, x squared plus 2x minus 3. Again, you plug in f of x into your g of x. Mukhang mahirap yata ito para sa mga students natin. Do we have answers yet from our viewers? Of g of x and f of x. So this problem is the same thing as g of f of x. So we will write first the g of x, and our g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now we will replace all the x's with the f of x. And our f of x is 3x minus 3. So you write down 3x minus 3 to the second power plus 2 times 3x minus 3 minus 3. Simplifying this further, we need to square 3x minus 3. We square the first term 3x, that's 9x squared. Multiply 3x and negative 3 and then double, we have negative 18x. Square the second term, negative 3, that's plus 9. Now we need to distribute the 2. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 3, we have negative 6. And then write down minus 3. Combining like terms, we have 9x squared. We can combine negative 18x and 6x. That's negative 12x. 9, negative 6, and negative 3. That becomes 0. So the answer is 9x squared minus 12x. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel at Celzo Academy. All right, so these questions 5 and 6 are always confusing, especially if you're not familiar with special products. This will be a difficult topic as well. But one thing that you need to remember here is for the composition of functions, the first function here is f. So that's the first function that you will write as well. So you will plug in the g of x into the f of x. And for number 6, you substitute f of x into the g of x. Okay, so I think that's a complex problem for our viewers for tonight. All right. I think we can do some easier question. This is simplifying rational expression. I think our grade 8, even grade 7 and grade 9 can do this question as well. You need to apply factoring techniques. Okay, I'll give you a minute to try out this problem. Simplify the expression m squared plus 10m minus 25 all over m cubed minus 25m. Okay, simplify it and also state the excluded values. Begin. Thank you for sharing your answers, and thank you guys for trying out. I know some of the questions are difficult, but I really appreciate that you are still with us and trying out these difficult problems. If you are new to Celzo Academy, please consider subscribing to our channel. And also, I hope that you can share this to your classmates or friends. They may find it helpful. So a hint that I can give you for this question is factor. Actually, I'm going to change that. The question is actually, it should be m squared plus 10m plus 25. Sorry for the typo, you guys. Again, it should be m squared plus 10m plus 25 all over m cubed minus 25m. Okay, thank you, Alonso. Yeah, it should be m squared plus 10m plus 25. Simplify and state the excluded values of this rational expression. The first thing that we need to do is simplify. So since I changed the given, it should be m squared plus 10m plus 25. Then you can factor this as m plus 5, m plus 5, because we call this a perfect square trinomial. Kapag perfect square trinomial yan, ang gawin mo lang, find factors of 25. That gives you a sum of 10. So that is, of course, 5 times 5. That's 25. And kapag inad mo yan, magiging 10 ito. So ang square ng problem na to is m plus 5 square, or the same thing as m plus 5 times m plus 5. Now, for the denominator, m cubed minus 25m, meron siyang common monomial factor, or we call it also GCF. So if you factor out the GCF m, you still have m squared minus 25. And that is a difference of perfect squares. You can factor it as m plus 5 and m minus 5. So you can simplify m plus 5 and m plus 5. So therefore, the final answer will be m plus 5. May naiwan pang m plus 5 sa numerator. And for denominator, you have m and m minus 5. So this is the simplest rational expression. Now, para ma-determine naman yung excluded values are the values of the variable that will make the denominator 0. Value ng variable na maging 0 yung denominator. So ang gawin mo, yung factors m, m plus 5, and m minus 5, iset mo lang siya equal to 0. So m equals 0, m plus 5 equals 0, and m minus 5 equals 0. Kaya yung values ng m that will make the denominator 0 are 0, negative 5, and positive 5. Okay, so those are the excluded values for this problem. All right, what about this? This is a more complex problem. It's adding rational expression. We have n squared. I'm going to remove the banner. The problem is 2n over n squared minus 3n minus 18 plus 5n over n squared plus 6n plus 5. Hint, ang unang gawin, i-factor yung both numerator and denominator. And then you need to find the least common denominator, or the LCD. Okay, give it a try. And once you're ready, please type your answers in the comment section. Adding rational expressions is very similar to adding fractions. First step is to find the LCD, or the least common denominator. And for we to do that, we need to factor out first both denominators. For the first denominator, n squared minus 3n minus 18, we need to find first factors of negative 18 that will give us a sum of negative 3. What do you think are the two numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add up to negative 3? Negative 6 and positive 3. Negative 6 times positive 3 is negative 18. And when you add negative 6 and 3, that is negative 3. So the factors are n minus 6 and n plus 3. Next, let's factor n squared plus 6n plus 9. This is a perfect square trinomial. Or you can factor this by getting factors of 9 that will give us a sum of 6. And that is, of course, 3 and 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So this second denominator can be factored out as n plus 3 to the second power. Now let's find the least common denominator using those factored form. What do you think is the LCD for this problem? First, we have n minus 6. Next, we have n plus 3. But on the right side, we have n plus 3 to the second power. So that means we need to write n plus 3 times n plus 3, or the same thing as n plus 3 to the second power. Now we need to find out what to multiply with the numerator 2n. Dividing the LCD with the first denominators n minus 6 and n plus 3, we still need to multiply 2n by n plus 3 to the first power, or the same thing as n plus 3. Now for the second fraction, we need to determine what to multiply with 5m. Dividing the LCD by n plus 3 to the second power, n plus 3 to the second power will cancel out, so we still have n minus 6. That's why we need to multiply 5n with n minus 6. Now we need to simplify the numerator by using distributive property. 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times 3, 6n. Plus 5n times n, we have 5n squared. 5n times negative 6, we have negative 30n. Divide by our denominator, n minus 6 and n plus 3 to the second power. Now let's simplify the numerator. Combining 2n squared and 5n squared, that's 7n squared. 6n minus 30n is negative 24n. All over n minus 6 and n plus 3 to the second power. This is the simplest form of this rational expression. Thank you for watching. Alright, so mas humihirap yung simplifying of rational expressions. It's really important that you know how to factor general quadratics like n squared minus 3n minus 18. And also you can distinguish perfect square trinomial and difference of perfect squares as well. Okay, kailangan din yan for grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9 as well. Okay, now let's move on to subtracting rational expressions. Pareho lang yung concept, but this time it's minus. We have 2n over n squared minus 8n plus 16 minus 5n over n squared minus 16. So the first step, really important, you need to factor out the denominators first, and then after that, you need to find the LCD as well. Okay, so subtracting rational expression is the same thing as subtracting fractions. The first thing that we need to do here is factor out both denominators. The first denominator, n squared minus 8n plus 16, is a perfect square trinomial. Or you can also factor this by finding factors of 16 that will give a sum of negative 8. And that is negative 4 and negative 4. So we can write the factors as n minus 4 times n minus 4 or n minus 4 to the second power. For the second denominator, n squared minus 16, this is a difference of perfect squares. So we need to factor it as a product of sum and difference. We will split up n squared as n times n. And for negative 16, we will use positive 4 times negative 4. And now we're going to find the LCD. What do you think is the LCD for this rational expression? Notice that n minus 4 is common to both denominators. We will write n minus 4 and we will take the highest power exponent of 2. We also have n plus 4 in your denominator, so we will write n plus 4 as part of the LCD as well. Now that we have the LCD, the next thing that we need to do is divide the LCD by the denominator n minus 4 squared. and n minus 4 squared will cancel out, and we will still have n plus 4. So this means we need to multiply the numerator 2n by that n plus 4. Minus, do the same thing with the second rational expression. We divide the LCD by n plus 4 and n minus 4. Since our denominator has n minus 4 squared, we can cancel out one of them. So we will still multiply 5n by n minus 4. Because one of the n minus 4s will cancel out. Now we need to simplify the numerator by doing distributive property. 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times 4, we have 8n. And now we're distributing minus 5n, or the same thing as negative 5n. Negative 5n times n is negative 5n squared. Negative 5n times negative 4, that's positive 20n. And we will copy denominators n minus 4 squared and n plus 4. Now let's simplify this further. For the numerator, we can combine 2n squared and negative 5n squared. That is negative 3n squared. Next, we have 8n plus 20n. That is plus 28n. And our LCD, n minus 4 to the second power times n plus 4. So this is the simplest form of this rational expression. Thank you for watching, and please consider. All right, so that's the answer for that subtraction of rational expressions. It's getting more complex, and susunod dito, we'll have multiplying, dividing rational expressions, and we will also have some pre-calculus questions on conic sections, the circles. So now let's do multiplying. This is a more complex problem, but I know our grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9 can also factor out both numerators and denominators. So this is a good way to practice your factoring and special product skills as well. Okay, so give it a try, and I'm gonna explain that in a few minutes. So the same thing, all you need to do here is factor out all the expressions, and then you can cancel out like terms in both numerators and denominators. So give it a try, you guys. In simplifying this rational expression, we need to apply different types of factoring. So the first step that we need to do here is factor each expression. Let's begin with the first numerator, x squared minus 9. X squared minus 9 is a difference of perfect squares, so we can factor this as a product of sum and difference. X squared can be split up as x and x, and for the negative 9, we need to use plus 3 and minus 3. That's how you factor difference of perfect squares, product of sum and difference. For the denominator, x squared plus 5x plus 4, we need to find factors of 4 that will give us a sum of 5. What do you think are the two numbers that multiplies to 4 and adds up to 5? It is 4 and 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So the factors are x plus 4 and x plus 1. Let's continue with the second rational expression. Factoring x squared minus 3x minus 4, we need factors of negative 4 that gives us a sum of negative 3. What do you think are the two numbers that multiplies to negative 4 and adds up to negative 3? That is negative 4 and positive 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So the factors are x minus 4, x plus 1. Now let's factor x cubed plus 27. This is a special product called sum of two cubes. In factoring sum of two cubes, The factors are binomial and a trinomial. For the binomial, we need to get the cube root of x cubed, which is x, and the cube root of 27, which is plus 3. Now we need to figure out the trinomial. First step is to square the first term x, so we have x squared. Then we multiply 3 times x, that's 3x, but you need to take the opposite sign. And finally, square the 3, and that gives you 9. So that's the complete factor of x cubed plus 27. X plus 3 is the binomial, and the trinomial is x squared minus 3x plus 9, and you cannot factor that further. For the third part, we will leave x squared minus 3x plus 9 as it is, because that's not factorable. You can never find factors of 9 that will give you a sum of negative 3. And lastly, the denominator x squared minus 7x plus 12. We need to find factors of 12 that will give us a sum of negative 7. What do you think are the two numbers that multiply to 12 and add up to negative 7? It's negative 4 and negative 3. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12, and when you add them, it's negative 7. So the factors are x minus 4 and x minus 3. Now that we have factored out all the expressions, by inspection, we need to cancel out like numerators and denominators. So now we need to look for pairs. We have x plus 3 on your numerator. We also have x plus 3 in your denominator. We also have x minus 3 and x minus 3 below. We have x minus 4 and x minus 4. We have x plus 1 and x plus 1. And finally, we have x squared minus 3x plus 9 and x squared minus 3x plus 9. So what do you think is the final answer? The only thing left here is the denominator, x plus 4. There's nothing left on your numerator, but we will write down 1, because when you're dividing those pairs, that is actually equal to 1. X plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is equal to 1. So each pair that you cancel out is equal to 1. So the answer is 1 over x plus 4. It is a complex rational expression, and the simplest form is only 1 over x plus 4. Okay, now we're going to do dividing rational expressions. It's the same concept, but we also need to do keep change. In simplifying this, we need to apply dividing fractions and also factoring the algebraic expressions. Let's begin with factoring m squared minus 12m plus 20. First, we need to find factors of 20 that will give us a sum of negative 12. So what do you think are the two numbers that multiply to 20 and add up to negative 12? That is negative 10 and negative 2. Negative 10 times negative 2 is positive 20, and negative 10 plus negative 2, it's negative 12m. So the factors are m minus 10 and m minus 2. Now let's factor 5m squared minus 20m. This denominator has a GCF of 5m. So if we factor out 5m, inside the parentheses will be m minus 4. Because 5m times m is 5m squared. 5m times negative 4, it's negative 20m. In dividing fractions, we need to use keep, change, flip. So the division, we're going to change it into multiplication. And for the second fraction, we need to flip it. So that's why the factors of m squared minus 16 will be our new numerator. How do you factor out m squared minus 16? M squared minus 16 is a difference of perfect squares. So we can factor this as a product of sum and difference. We will split up m squared as m and negative 16, positive 4 times negative 4. So the factors of m squared minus 16 are m plus 4 and m minus 4. Now let's factor m cubed plus 2m squared minus 8m. This expression has a GCF of m, so let's factor that. And that becomes m squared plus 2m minus 8. So that's m times m squared is m cubed, m times 2m is 2m squared, and m times negative 8 is negative 8m. And we can still factor this out by taking the factors of negative 8 that will give us a sum of 2. So we will be using positive 4 and negative 2. So the complete factors of that will be m times m plus 4 times m minus 2. Because 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and 4 plus negative 2 is 2. Now, by inspection, we can cancel out pairs that appear on your numerator and denominator. So in this problem, we can cancel out m minus 2 and m minus 2. You can cancel out 1 from the numerator and then 1 from denominator. It doesn't matter if it's on the left side or the right side. We can also cancel out m plus 4 and m plus 4. Next, we have m minus 4 and m minus 4. So the final answer is, for the numerator, we still have m minus 10. And for denominator, we have 5m times m. And that becomes 5m to the second power. This is the answer for this rational expression. All right, so that's how you multiply and divide rational expressions. You need to know how to factor different types of polynomials, and then all you need to do is cancel out like terms on your numerator and denominator. The next few questions now are questions for students taking pre-calculus. We will be doing some questions on conic sections. I have 3 subtopics under conic section. So if you are a pre-calculus student right now, please join us and try answering some of these questions as well. Okay? So, but before that, for the circles, we have 2 different equations. The first one is the standard form, or called the center radius. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And we also have the general form of a circle, and of course, D, E, and F are constants. So the first part of it is writing equations in the center radius form or the standard form. So give it a try. If you're a pre-calculus student, please, you're going to use completing the square to write this in center radius form or the standard form. So try this problem as I explain them. Let's begin with question number 1. Transform the following equations into standard form. The first step here is to rearrange the terms and make sure that the variables are on the left side and the constant is on the right side. Also, group together the x and group together the y's. I will begin first with the variables x, beginning with the second degree, so we have x squared plus 8x. Now the terms with the variable y. I will transfer negative y squared to the right. That becomes now plus y squared minus 2y, and I will keep the 64 on the right side. So now we will group the x together and do completing the square. So we will have x squared plus 8x, I will leave a space, plus y squared minus 2y, I will leave a space as well, is equal to 64. Now try to recall completing the square. What will you do to make each square a perfect square trinomial? Using the 8, we need to do 8 divided by 2 and then square it. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, square it is 16. So we need to add 16. Since we add 16 on the left side, we also need to add 16 on the right side to maintain the equality. What about the second group? What do you think should we add to make this a perfect square trinomial? The same thing, we need to divide negative 2 by 2 and then square it. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Square, that will be positive 1. So we also need to add 1 to the right side. And now to write this in standard form, we need to factor each perfect square trinomial. Now let's factor the perfect square trinomial x squared plus 8x plus 16. One way to remember this is you need to get factors of 16 that will give you a sum of 8. And that is 4 and 4 because 4 times 4 is 16 and 4 plus 4 is 8. So we will have x plus 4 times x plus 4 or the same thing as x plus 4 to the second power. Similarly, on the second group, we need to get factors of 1 that will give us a sum of negative 2. And that is negative 1 times negative 1. So we will write the factors as y minus 1 times y minus 1 or the same thing as y minus 1 squared. And simplifying the right side, 64 plus 16 is 80. 80 plus 1 is 81. Question number 2. All right. Before we continue, there is a question regarding, the question is, bakit natin kailangang i-divide yung 8 ng 2 at yung negative 2, bakit kailangan nating i-divide ng 2? So when you do completing the square, this is a grade 9 topic. When you guys do completing the square, kailangan maging perfect square trinomial siya. So that's why, to make it a perfect square trinomial, always divide the b value or the 8 right here, in this case, by 2. Constant yan, laging divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Square mo yung 4, maging 16. Dahil 4 times 4 is 16, 4 plus 2 gives you an 8. Okay, so laging ganon. 8 divided by 2, which is 4, and then you square it. Same thing here, negative 2 divided by 2, you get half of it basically. Get half and then square. So half of 8 is 4, square it 16. Half of negative 2 is negative 1, square it is 1. Okay? Thank you for the question and clarification, Alonso. I really appreciate that you are asking good questions. So that is the center radius form. Even it's a pre-calculus concept, our grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9 will still learn how to do completing the square, which is their topic in grade 7, 8, and 9. Okay? So here's our question number 2. The same concept. X squared plus y squared plus 14x minus 12y plus 4 is equal to 0. Question number 2. X squared plus y squared plus 14x minus 12y plus 4 is equal to 0. So now we will group the x together, y together, and the constant on the right side. So now we will have x squared plus 14x, I will leave a space, plus, for the y, we have y squared minus 12y, leave a space, is equal to positive 4 becomes negative 4 since you transfer it to the right. Now we need to complete the square by adding a third term for each group. So to find the third term, we need to divide 14 by 2, which is 7, and then square it, so that's 49. So we need to add 49 on the left. We also need to add 49 on the right side, again, to maintain equality. For the second group, we need to divide negative 12 by 2, which is negative 6, square it, that's positive 36. So plus 36 to both sides. Now let's factor the first group, x squared plus 14x plus 49. It is a perfect square trinomial, and the square root of 49 is 7, so we can factor this as x plus 7 to the second power. The second group is also a perfect square trinomial, and the square root of 36 is 6, but we will be using negative 6 because our second term is a negative number. So y minus 6 to the second power. The right side, negative 4 plus 49 is 45. 45 plus 36 is 81. So this is the equivalent standard form of the given general form. All right, so that's how you transform equations into the center radius form or the standard form of a circle. Ngayon naman, given different equations, we're going to find the center, radius, area, and circumference. So you will also need your knowledge in calculating for the area and circumference of a circle. That is, of course, a grade school concept, but you will still be needing that in your pre-calculus class. So for this problem, question number 1, find the center, radius, area, circumference of x minus 3 square plus y plus 2 square is equal to 16. If you have this format, you can easily find the center, radius, area, and circumference. So listen carefully to these explanations. 1. X minus 3 square plus y plus 2 square is equal to 16. Find the center, radius, area, and circumference of this circle. The given problem is in the standard form x minus h square plus y minus k square is equal to r square. Therefore, we can easily identify the h. H here is positive 3, not negative 3. Your k here is negative 2, not positive 2. Be careful because the common error here is the signs for the h and k. If you have x minus 3, your h is positive 3. You have y plus 2, your k is negative 2. It's the opposite sign. So the center of this circle is 3, negative 2 because center is your h, comma, k value. Now 16 is your r square. So solving for the radius, we need to get the square root of 16, and the radius here is 4. To calculate for the area is equal to pi r square. And our r square is 16, so pi times 16 is 16 pi. So the area is 16 pi units square. The formula for circumference is pi times the diameter. In this problem, if radius is 4, diameter is twice the radius, so diameter is 8. So the circumference is pi times 8, and that is 8 pi units. So again, ang common error dito ay yung pag-identify ng h at k value. Kapag x minus 3, ang h mo dyan ay positive 3, hindi negative 3. The same thing, y plus 2, ang k mo dyan ay negative 2. And yung 16 na nasa right side, yan yung value ng r square. So r square here is 16, and you simply get the square root of 16, that becomes your radius. And of course, diameter is twice the radius, and make sure you know the formula in calculating for the area and circumference of a circle as well. The center is always your h value, comma, your k value. Okay, that's your center is at hk format. Question number 2, the same thing. I'd like you to give it a try. X squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 4. Question number 2. X squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 4. This equation is also in the standard form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. What do you think is the h value here? The h value here is 0. Because x minus 0 is the same thing as x. Square it, we have x squared. Our k value is positive 1, not negative 1. So the center of this circle is 0, 1. R squared is equal to 4. So the square root of 4 is 2, and that is our radius. The formula for the area is pi r squared So we have pi times r square is 4. So the area is 4 pi units square. Circumference can be solved by using pi times diameter. And since radius is 2, diameter is twice the radius, and that is 4. Therefore, the circumference here is 4 pi units. Area is in units square, and circumference is in units. All right, so now it's the reverse. This time, you're given the center, radius, area, circumference. All we need to do here is find the equation of a circle in standard form. So yung kanina, given yung equation, you need to find the center, radius, area, circumference. Ngayon naman, it's the opposite. So these are some of the examples. Let's have questions 1, 2, and 3. So given yung center, radius, or diameter, we need to find the equation of our circle. Write the equation of a circle in standard form, given the center 12, 2, and radius 5. Recall that the standard form is x minus h square plus y minus k square is equal to r square, where hk is your center and r is the radius. So for question number 1, the center 12, 2 indicates that our h is positive 12 and k is 2. Also, since radius is 5, this means that r square is 5 square, and that is 25. So the answer for question number 1 is x minus our h, which is 12, square. We have y minus k is 2, square, is equal to r square, and r square is 5 square, or that is 25. So this is the standard form of question number 1. Question number 2. The center is 7, negative 8, and radius is square root of 21. Our h is positive 7, k is negative 8. So to begin with, we will have x minus positive 7 square, plus we have y minus negative 8. And of course, minus negative 8 is the same thing as plus 8. So we have y plus 8 square. Now, if radius is square root of 21, then r square is root 21 square. And the square of the square root of 21 is 21. So the answer for question number 2 is x minus 7 square plus y plus 8 square is equal to 21. Question number 3. Center is negative 12, 13, and diameter is 8. H is negative 12, k is positive 13. So we will have x minus negative 12, and that becomes plus 12 square, plus y minus k is 13, so we have y minus 13 square, is equal to r square. Now, since our diameter is 8, then what is your radius? Radius is half the diameter, so that is half of 8, which is 4. And it follows that r square is 4 to the second power, or that is 16. So the standard form for question number 3 is x plus 12 square plus y minus 13 square is equal to 16. Question number 4. Center is negative 1, 7, and area is 64 pi. H is negative 1, and k is 7. So we will have x minus negative 1, or that's plus 1 square. K is 7, so we have y minus 7 square is equal to r square. Now recall that area is equal to pi r square. So this means that the number before the pi, the 64 here, refers to the value of r square. Again, r square is equal to 64. So the answer for question number 4 is x plus 1 square plus y minus 7 square is equal to 64. Question 5. Center is -9, -6, and circumference is 14 pi units. For this question 5, h is -9 and k is -6. So we will have x minus -9, or that's plus 9 squared, plus we have y minus -6, that also becomes y plus 6 square is equal to. Now what is the r square for question number 5? Recall that to solve for the circumference, we need to multiply pi times the diameter. So this means that if circumference is 14 pi, 14 here is your diameter. And since diameter is 14, radius is half the diameter, so the radius is 7. If r is 7, then r square is equal to 7 square, or that is 49. So the answer for question number 5 is x plus 9 square plus y plus 6 square is equal to 49. Now, all right, that concludes our tutorial for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for participating in our math problems as well. Ito po yung mga playlist natin. Meron po tayong grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, 10, 11, pre-calculus, and grade 11 Gen Math playlist. Meron din tayong college entrance test playlist. This is also posted on Celzo Academy FB page. And please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel at Celzo Academy para updated kayo sa mga latest na math videos. Again, our quarter 2 modules will be released first week of November. So please watch out. And again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And next week, I will create more video tutorials that will cater to grade 6, 7, 8, 9. And I will also keep creating more videos for grades 10 and 11 as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope that you again consider subscribing to Celzo Academy. Don't forget to click the notification bell and like and follow Celzo Academy FB page para updated din kayo sa mga latest sa Celzo Academy. Again, thank you so much for supporting us. Have a great night, everyone. Bye, you guys.